Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. Just hop on, say hi, let me know where you're from. I might be a minute early. I'm usually early, not late. Good evening, Angie. Yes, it's over across the pond. It is evening. Thank you for tuning in. Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com. Good morning, Shirley. All right, everybody's up bright and early with me. Hi, Stacy. So we are going to get started. Wow, look at Megan. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Again, Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come stamp with me. Oh, wow, Diana, you're from Santa Clarita, California. I know where that is. My kids live in Palmdale, and I have visited Santa Clarita. It's right down the road from them. Okay, so I am going to flip the camera and we are going to get started. Hi, Lynn. Oh, great. I'm seeing some new names on here. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so this is my website, Stampersdelight.com. If you'd like to place an order with me, go to that website. Use this host code for the month of July, unless your order is $150 or more, then you want to get your own hostess rewards. For the new apparel and more shop, it's Stampersdelightshop.com. We got some new exciting products in there. We have some dinner napkins that say eat, sleep, stamp, repeat. I mean, that's absolutely great for your Stampin' Up! Events. And we also have some other items, the Stampin' Towel to wipe your hands. And mine should be coming in soon, so you'll be able to see that. So don't forget to check out the Stampersdelightshop.com for some of your stamping needs. Okay, if you'd like to learn more about joining the Stampin' Up! Family, now is the time, or starting August 3rd, is a great time to start because we have celebrations starting. We have the new mini catalog starting. And part of your starter kit, you get to pick one of 12 bundles as an added bonus with the starter kit. So I can't open the catalogs yet, but pretty soon it's coming. Who's excited about it? Hey, Joyce. Okay, so a couple of reminders. My August online class, and everything will be in the description later below, is the Whimsical Trees and Die set. So it's the Whimsy and Wonder suite. So if you'd like to do one of my online classes, I wasn't going to do a Christmas one in August because I did the Christmas in July, but I absolutely fell in love with this, and I think this one's going to actually go back order. That's my personal opinion, just saying, because it's so gorgeous. So that's my August online class, and more information will be in the description. I also have my paper share going on. That is from the mini catalog. Just know that I'm not sending these out. There's one designer series paper that's not available here in the States yet. As soon as that becomes available, and once your paper share is paid for, I will ship that out to you. But you can start signing up now for my paper share. What I thought I'd do this morning is, because it's my early day, so I have to hop off before 6:45 or by 6:45, is do the paper pumpkin for this month. And this is called The Adventure Begins. Now, I understand that a lot of people overseas cannot get this yet, but I think you'll get a lot of great ideas for that, so stay tuned. Okay, so in this kit, and you can subscribe to this monthly, and you can cancel it anytime, you get the stamp set, and this has some trees, The World Awaits You, Let the Adventure Begin, Let Your Light Shine. So you get some great stamps, and you get a little ink spot, and that's the garden green. We're going to put that right there. I think you know what we're going to do with that later. This is the advertisement for the one in August, that you'll get in August, which was designed by Shelley, our fearless leader, the Hope Box. I have posted items on about that, so you can go back and check that out. When you get your paper pumpkin, it comes in that nice box, and it comes with this nice tissue paper, which I like to fold up very neatly. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Janelle. Because I like to reuse it. Who doesn't like to reuse their paper, right? Inside here this is what you get in this kit. Now, you can't order this kit yet anymore, but you can when refills are available. If you're a subscriber, you can get the refills. But if you don't want to be left out, start signing up for that now. Okay, inside here we've got dimensionals, and we've got some adhesive back sequins. We've got these great envelopes that match the cards. Put those over here. And then we've got the cards, bases, and the die cuts. I'm just going to move this out of the way for a minute. And of course you have your instructions. The instructions I like because they're nice, bright, and you don't have to read anything. You can look at these instructions and make your cards. Okay, so let's take a look. Oh, you also get your glue dots. You've seen those because I use those all the time. The die cuts, you have some trees. You have some more trees with labels attached to them for stamping. You have some more die cuts here to stamp on. Hello, Robin from South Australia. And then you have these great cards. Now these cards, okay, they're trifold cards. And what you would do is pop out, which you're going to see, you would pop out these pieces. Just going to show you how, just pop out one for now. And you have a great trifold card. Okay, and then of course you would decorate it. So we have the lantern. We have these great trees. And again, this would pop out, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. And then we have this cute little camper one. I love this because even if you don't go camping, per se, we're all stamp campers, right? So those are the 3 cards that you get, and you get 4 of each. So I'm just going to put these in order because I like to pull them out and stamp one at a time. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there's the cards that you get. All right, now that I showed you that, who wants to see the cards? So these are the cards. I always like to do one. I know Australia doesn't have paper pumpkin. Hopefully soon. Every once in a while they do add one that you can order. Does every paper pumpkin come with a refill? No, not necessarily. Megan asked, and no, they don't always. So based on these cards right here, here's the lantern one that I did. Let your light shine. Now, I didn't put anything on the inside, okay, because I'm not sure what I'm going to use these for. But I always like to do at least one card the way they picture it. For the trees, dream big, aim high. And you can see that I stamped that little tree because there's no branches on this little tree. So you do have a stamp that makes it look like branches. You're getting the one in August. Yes, and that's going to be a cool one. Okay, that's going to be a great one. That's going to be the Hope Box from Shelley, the Shelley design. Okay, so we have this one. Now remember, still shots will be on my blog later and also later on here. And then the third one is the Let the Adventure Begin with the little camper. You can see I stamped that tree and then put it behind the camper. Okay, so you want to see some alternatives? Because that's what I'm going to be working on today. So in keeping with Christmas in July, I took that lantern, I added some Wink of Stella, let your light shine. Oh, and I used some other items, so let me show you the other items that are being used. I'm using Christmas to Remember, which is from the Painted Christmas in the catalog, the holiday catalog, Christmas to Remember. And what I did with this one, Let Your Light Shine Friends like you make this season special. May this be a Christmas to remember and cherish. Okay, so there you can see one of those die cutouts, and I added that on the inside. So I made this into a Christmas card. Now, it's very hard to see on here, but what I did was I took some little snowflakes, and that was from the Peaceful Cabin that I've already used, showcased. And I used our Whisper White, which gets lost in a catalog, Whisper White craft ink, and added some white snowflakes. Kind of hard to see on here, but I did add snowflakes, so it looks like it's snowing. And of course, Let Your Light Shine is great for a Christmas or holiday sentiment. All right, so that's my first alternative. The next one was I used the trees. I used our embossing paste. Anybody that's never used our embossing paste, we do have a matte embossing paste, and we have the shimmery one. You're going to see me with the embossing paste today. And what I did was I just changed this up from Dream Big, Aim High, and I used the Merry Christmas again from all the sentiments, the Christmas sentiments are from Christmas to Remember. Okay, that'll be in the description later. I added some of the embossing paste, the shimmery embossing paste. I also added some stars from our Cute Star Adhesive Sequence. I think that's from one of the Halloween sets. And I added some snow on the trees. And again, made this into a Christmas card. There I layered the trees up from the stamp set that comes with it. And I added some embossing paste in there. So again, in keeping with Christmas in July, I made it into a Christmas card. The next one I'm going to show you is the camper. I also made that into a Christmas card. And you can see all the shimmery snowflakes around here. Look at this. I added the tree, just like you do here, but I used our Christmas holiday or holiday rhinestones and made a Christmas tree with colored lights. And this little bow right here is from the dies, from the Sweet Little Stocking dies. Okay, so there's a little die in there that has a little bow, and I put a little bow on the camper. Can you see that? There you go. Okay, so this is another Christmas card, and all I did was use this mat, and this is on page 9 of the holiday catalog, the new paste mats there, with all the snowflakes, and I added snowflakes to the whole background there. Love and joy come to you, and may it last through the whole year. And again, there's another tree. So I made the camper in the woods Christmas tree, or Christmas card. Thank you. And the last one, I've been asked a lot. I've been doing a lot of shaker cards lately. I do like to do those during the holidays. So again, I used the trees and Season's Greetings from the Christmas to Remember. And I made this into a shaker card. Now, these are our sequins from the Peaceful Cabin set. But I didn't want to use them all up. So I had some old ones that I had just put into this case. So these larger snowflakes, we don't sell those anymore, but we did. And I have my stash here. And I made it into a shaker card. Can you see that? Thank you, Angie. So here's the Season's Greetings. May this be a Christmas to remember and cherish. And you can see I cut that piece off and used it as my background. What do you think? Okay, so we are going to get started stamping. I am actually going to keep this one out. And I'm going to make a shaker card. I've been asked, even though I have a video out there, I've been asked to show how to do this. So let me, and I have an idea. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to try it, okay? So here we go. This is why I said even if you don't get the paper pumpkin or can't get it where you are, you can learn how to make a shaker card, or it's just fun to watch. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take this card. I'm going to pop this out. Move this out of the way. And this is my card base right here. I'm going to cut this flap off. How do I store all my paper pumpkins? Do you use them again after making the kit? I use the sentiment sometimes. Yeah, I do use the sentiment sometimes. And I have, I'll tell you, I keep all my paper pumpkin stamp sets in a case like this. And when it gets full, I do another case. I don't keep the boxes per se because they take up too much room, but I unfold them and pack them away. Okay, so I am going to cut that right off. And now I have my card base. Thank you, Stacy. I want to give this a good burnishing. This card is going to be a little bit bulkier than normal. There's that. Okay. Now this piece is going to go inside here, just like that. But I need to trim off just a tad. I don't want that white piece there, just a little bit. And let's see, it'll make it less bulky. That should fit. So what I'm doing is just cutting that down to fit the inside. So there's my base. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to bring in a piece of our window sheets. I'm going to cut this down to, let me just see if I want to do it all the way over. I'm going to start it, I'm going to do 4 1/4. I can always trim it down later by 5 1/4. Yes, you can decorate the boxes and reuse them. I do reuse my boxes. They're great for sending cards to people. Okay, that's going to layer right inside there. I just want to make sure, and this is, I just want to trim off a little bit more. I'm going to make that 4 inches instead of 4 1/4. Just take a little bit more off. So it's 4 by 5 1/4. And this is going to go right back there. I'm designing something different here. It's not going to be the same as this card, okay? All right, so I am going to take this and get my adhesive and my silicone sheet because I want this all the way over, but I don't want it. I'm putting my stamp and seal on this, but I'm just trying to get real close to the edges. Okay, if I'm not answering your questions, I will later. I don't want that to be too sticky. All right, I'm going to bring this in, and I am going to lay this right down over that. Okay, before I finish that, I'm going to go ahead and grab this card, and instead of, well, I'm going to pop this out because it's easier to use. Good morning, Jill. And then, whoop, then what I'm going to do is take my paper snips, and I am actually going to cut this out. Okay. I should have done this beforehand, but I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So let's see if I can do it now. All right. I am going to bring in my matte embossing paste. This really does have to dry, and mine's not going to really have time to dry. But I'm using the matte embossing paste, and what I'm doing is adding some snow on the top of my camper. There's my snow. Let's set that on there for a minute. One thing you want to do when you use the embossing paste is you want to clean this off right away because it will dry onto your palette knife. Now, I could have added some snow on the trees, but again, this was a last minute decision, so I don't want to take up too much time. So I'm just going to wipe that off. Add a little snow there. I might add some more snow later. I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to bring in one of those little bows that I told you about that I already made up, and that was from the Sweet Little Stocking Dies. I'm going to bring this mat in again. I'm going to use a little detailed glue there. I'm going to put a cute little bow on the door. Just going to hold that a second. I'm going to grab a rhinestone. I'm going to grab a green one because it'll show up better on the red bow. Whoop. Okay. What I'm going to do is what I do a lot when I got something like that. And then just put one of our blocks on there, let it dry. Okay, while that's drying, I'm going to fold this. I'm going to take this piece in. This is going to go, like I said, right inside here. Just like that. And do I need to trim it? Nope. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take our strips. They're just like the dimensionals, but they're the strips. Whoop. And as close as I can to the edge, because I don't want this to show, I'm going to go ahead and use our dimensional strips and put this all the way around. You want to make sure you get it real close so that the whatever you're putting in the shaker card doesn't come out. Okay, and you don't really have to cut this. You can just press it down, and I usually wrap it like that. Turn it over here. Just keeping it as close to the edge as you can, but without seeing it. Okay. One more little piece. Just fit that right in there. Cut that off. You have seen shaker cards the last couple of weeks that I've done, but like I said, a few people asked to do it live, so I'm doing it. Oop, my snow just got all over that. And then you're just going to pick these off. Be careful not picking the... This one doesn't want to come off here. Take your pick tool. Hi, Joanna. Oh, thank you, Robin. Okay, and then we're just going to pull this off. And then this one. These really do stick down good. All right, so that's going to be the inside. Now let's see if this is dry enough. Really should dry a little bit more, but since I'm on a time schedule here, what I'm going to do with this is I'm actually going to have the camper behind here. Okay, so let me just, I should have done it before I did the unraveled that, but that's all right. Whoop, get back in there. All right, just want to see roughly where I want my camper so that it shows. Okay, right about there. Okay, so I am going to just mark that. You're not going to see it, so just going to mark a little piece there. All right, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back, so this really makes a dimensional card. No, they come that thin. That's why I love them. They're great for shaker cards. Here, I'll show you. I should have showed you that. This is how they come. This thin. And they are in the catalog, and I will put the page number, unless somebody wants to hop on real quick and put the page number in the comments. All right, so now I put 3 dimensionals on that. I'm going to put that right about there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my sequins. Now remember, I'm going to use a little bit more here. Okay, you can add as many as you like. I don't want to use up all of them until I get my new ones. Then what I do is I put that right on the card base, and I have to stand up to do this. Right on the card base, okay? Hold it down. Fold it over. And then press really well all the way around here, okay? And then if you have a little bit of edge, you can cut it off. But I actually like that edging. Okay, look at this. Now you have a card, another shaker card. But this one has the camper with snow behind it. And it, like I said, it is a little bulkier than a normal card, but it would still just take one. Okay, so that's the card. Now it's not going to close completely like a regular card because it's got a little bulk to it. All right, so I'm going to grab one of those die cuts here. That's how easy it is to make a shaker card, especially when the cutting is done for you. I'm going to bring in this die cut piece. I'm going to bring in one of the stamps that go with the paper pumpkin. I'm going to bring in the garden green. I'm using my large garden green, so I don't have to use the small one. And I'm just going to add some tree branches there. I'm going to bring in my cherry cobbler. Again, from Christmas to Remember. I'm bringing in the Merry Christmas. There we go. That is going to go right here. I'm going to bring in my dimensionals again. I'm going to add those to the back of the card, or back of the die cut. Yeah, Megan, I will put the page numbers and everything when I am done. Okay, I'm going to add that right there. Oh, it's so cute. So cute. Okay, the inside, I'm going to add, let's see, I think this is, you know what? My niece and her boyfriend just bought a bus. Yep, a school bus, an old school bus, and they are transforming it into a camper. So I think this is going to be her Christmas card. So I don't want to use Friends. I'm going to use Love and Joy. I will put this away for her Christmas card. I'm going to bring in the tree. And let's see, I need a piece. I just need to cover this up, so I'll use this. I'm going to bring in the tree from the paper pumpkin. I'm going to bring in Granny Apple Green. And just on the edge here. Whoop, didn't get all of that. That's okay. Because I'm going to add some tree branches. There we go. My niece won't mind that. Okay, so that's the inside of the card done. Okay, now we're going to decorate the outside here. So I got the Merry Christmas. I'm going to bring in some of those. I could use the sequins, the colored sequins that come with it, but I really want to use the rhinestones because to me they just bring it out a little bit more. I've got some of those stars, and there's not really a white or yellow star, so I'm using these iridescent orange colored ones. Star, because it looks like a star at night. Grab one of those little guys, put that right there. Look at this. And now, I'm not going to do those trees, but I will do the front tree. And we're going to make it look like it's got Christmas lights on it. So there's our little camper nestled in the woods. And there's their little Christmas tree. Ready for Christmas. And then you can add some, maybe I'll grab these sequins and add some sequins up here. There we go. And now we have a cute little shaker card ready for Christmas. What do you think? Thank you, Tina. As I said, I'm on the early shift today, so that's all I have time to do except for my giveaway, so stay tuned. And I just want to show you the cards again, and maybe you can tell me which one's your favorite. Don't forget our embossing paste for the winter. Hi, Peggy. We have that one. Of course, we have this camper. Whoop, that fell off. Let's get him back up there. I like the little camper too. And we have this one. Thank you. Page 167 is the foam adhesive strips. Love the little camper, I know. Isn't it adorable? And then, of course, we have Let Your Light Shine with some Wink of Stella. I will have still shots later today. And then, of course, the three that go with the kit that they show you to make. But, as I said, I had to keep with the Christmas in July. And I had to do some Christmas cards with it. Okay, so let me bring this back in. So I already, of course, have the stamp set because I get two kits. One so that I can play with it first, and then one to use on live. So I have the stamp set, and I have the garden green ink spot. Let me flip the camera. I'm going to write down a number. Give me time to write that number down. Okay, I just wrote it down. I have a number on the back of this little paper. There's the paper, okay? Just stick it right back on there. So start guessing 1 to 25. The first person that guesses the number will get the stamp set and that little ink pad, ink spot. Has to be the United States only. Sorry about that, my global friends. So go ahead and start guessing. First one that guesses the number will get this. Oh, have an awesome weekend also. Thank you all for tuning in, but don't forget to guess. Okay, here come the numbers. You go so fast sometimes. Hold on, let me see. Nobody yet. Okay, Lisa Lapine. Lisa Lapine, stop right there. Lisa Lapine, guest number 6. There's the number, Lisa Lapine. Okay, ladies and gents, you can stop guessing. Lisa Lapine, I have your address. I will get this out to you. Again, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great Friday. And I will see you back here live on YouTube Monday night. Okay? So keep on stamping, Stampers. Bye.